Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic. Today I want to talk about something very important that ties in with my last video, where we talked about our narcissists injecting their ever-toxic raising bar onto and into society. And just to recap, if you aren't sure what this ever-raising bar is and how it affects or might affect your everyday life, let me explain. You see, the narcissist, once they feel like they have you in a controlled state, let's say, meaning they've tested you to be compliant and willing to go along with them, though they might have let their mask slip a time or two, and you just accepted this poor treatment here and there, which the narcissist sees this as a green light to turn up the heat and really mistreat you. Keep in mind, all of this happens after they've love-bombed you and treated you like the best person on this earth. Then little by little they start taking that super nice treatment away. Just enough to keep you around and keep you still interested to stay in their life. And then eventually they have you conditioned to stay and they aren't treating you well at all. But this slow conditioning process keeps you there. Whereas if someone mistreated you right out of the gate, you might have left. So you're now stuck in this mode of thinking, what's going on? How do I get back to how things used to be when I first met this person? And that's where this ever-raising bar of the narcissist comes from. They will list all of these things you aren't doing according to the narcissist that is somehow making them treat you so badly. When in reality it's just more circus hoops they are setting up to see if you will jump through. Because the narcissist is always testing. They are always testing to see how far you will go to get their love that doesn't even exist. It's really sad. It's really sad. And we, you, me, and a lot of us here actually started to jump through many of these metaphoric circus hoops to try to obtain favor and love from someone that isn't capable of giving love back. And all they want to see is you jumping around and ruining your own life in the quest to have this relationship work out. Well, how this applies to life and what we were talking about yesterday, just to recap, is narcissists do what they can to influence others, so much so it appears the narcissist's ways have taken on the thoughts and lifestyles of a great many in society. We talked yesterday about money. If you haven't watched a lot of these videos regarding high value and leveling up, if you have a chance to watch such videos, you will see what I mean. You have channels with not just a few thousand subscribers, but channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers to millions. Millions. Where they by and large cheer on. If the person you want to be with doesn't have X, then this person needs to be kicked to the curb of life, so to speak. It's narcissism to the 10th power. They don't want to build. They want someone that has it all at this moment. And besides money, there are all of these things that don't make sense when you think about it. Again, as I mentioned in the previous video, everyone should put their best foot forward in your life. Yes. Try to do your best out there in the work world. Exercise. And take care of the temple, meaning your body, that God the Most High gave you. But we live in such a world where the bar keeps rising and keeps rising and keeps rising to the point barely anyone can meet these standards. Barely anyone can meet these standards. There were some out there that have said, relationships will only be something for a select few that are ultra rich. Kind of interesting, don't you think? I'm just saying. Again. Here's the thing. Narcissists love control and they don't want you and you and you and you to compare notes and to get together and have a happy life. Because when that happens, you remove more and more people off of the narcissist's chessboard they can use for narcissistic supply. You know, I hear these people that talk about being strong and alpha. Being strong and alpha has little to do what's in your wallet. It's your moral character and your ability to not go along with something that is against your better judgment. Kind of like not going along with the narcissist's do tests. And kind of like not going along with the lie that was offered in the Garden of Eden by Satan. We've all made mistakes, but when we grow in our boundaries and discernment, we become more fit for friendships and more fit for romantic relationships. But there's one problem. One problem. You have a great amount of people living in this way that say you being strong is how much money you make per year, instead of who you are as a person. And some of these people that are getting disqualified from this ever-raising bar, they have decent jobs. They make average incomes. They might even have a little side job here or there to make a little extra money. And some of these people are also attractive as well. And I throw that in there because we all come in all types. But I throw that in there to say, this money and shallow lifestyle thing is strong. I know some extremely good-looking people that are very kind, funny, loving, but with a strong moral character. These aren't weak people that are excluded because of what they have or don't have rather in their wallet. They don't make unimaginable amounts like $150,000 to $500,000 a year. Because believe it or not, that's the common demand out there. Listen to me carefully. Those dollar figures are now common requirements. Wow. How does that tie in with the title of this video? Well, here's the fact, people. We as people were meant to be a help to one another. We are social by nature. But then we have narcissism here and narcissism there. Yet no one is scratching their head saying, why are we so divided and most people are stuck in their little corners? Could it be that's what narcissists want? I don't know. I'm just a little cartoon man asking here. Because you see, I believe most of this problem would go away within a year's time if people dropped these fantasy narcissistic rules and ever-raising bar of the narcissist. And you just found someone that made you happy. However, with the ability to get out if you discovered this person was or is a narcissist. And what that would take is the changing of some marriage and divorce laws, along with more education. But if you could get married and not be afraid to lose your shirt, and you weren't looked upon as no good if you had a normal job. Again, I'm talking about people that I know that are below average in looks. Average in looks. And literally stunning in looks. Stunning. These people are all in the same boat. They are all stuck. When there used to be a time where there would be someone that might want to be with them despite how much money they made. Because yes, narcissism has always been around. And yes, money has been a thing since money has been around. But there was a time when you were around someone and when you both were around each other you just felt good. And people got together despite how much money the other person made. And if there was a problem with that, one or the other person would cover for the person they were with. Meaning they wouldn't embarrass their mate in public by speaking about them in such a way that would make them look bad. Why am I saying all of this? Though we live in a society with ever-growing narcissism and narcissists, and narcissist lights, there are still some good people. There are. But these good people aren't flourishing because they aren't able to connect with one another to be able to do so. And part of that I believe that is there are some good people still drinking from the narcissist fruit punch bowl of life. And they are applying these nonsensical rules to their own lives and those they come into contact with. Yes. I believe you should be by yourself at times to heal. You need to find out who you are. Develop boundaries. Self-love. And to not be needy. But let's be real. We are better together when we are all on the same page. The same page of that no one is perfect. You might be up today and making a good living and tomorrow you might get laid off and things might not be as good financially for a while. Or they might never go back to the way they once were because of how fast things change in society. A particular job skill set today might mean literally nothing tomorrow. That's just life. And I know there are most of you that know exactly what I'm talking about right now. But I'm saying this mainly for those hearing this message for the first time. So you made $150,000 a year. Wow, that's great. But do you know that finding someone that makes what you make or more is like finding a needle in a haystack? Do you know that? But if you drop this down a bit to finding someone that is kind and that you have mutual attraction for and chemistry with, and the same beliefs, you might stand a pretty good chance at finding someone that is responsible. And hey, you can even tell this person that you want to protect your money. If someone cares about you, I'm pretty sure they won't mind. And just like I said, just because they might not make the same amount or more, doesn't make them less alpha or whatever you want to call it. Look at the moral character. How do they carry themselves in life? And how do they carry themselves around you? You see, one of the things that is missing from the healing from narcissism is the ability to at some point to experience real organic love. Not needy love. Not I have to jump through the narcissist's hoops to get love. But real deal love. Not if you fell and stumbled in life and lost your job, I'm leaving. But let's help each other love. Because the part that really played a role into you falling for this narcissist over here and that narcissist over there is your desperation for love. And the reason why is you didn't get it from your parent or parents because they were narcissists. And though your desperation for love is abnormal in a sense because you haven't had much of it if at all, it's still normal in a sense. In a very big sense because people that grow up with it in their household, they have loads of it. And they tend to become highly functioning people. And the main component there is they have lots of love. Love from other people other than themselves. Yes, they have self-love. But they also have family love as well. And it's that love that helped move them from one point in life to another. Have you heard that saying? Rarely do people become a success by themselves. Because even if you look at someone that you believed was a success all by themselves, they usually had someone in their life that was in their corner. No matter if it was a grandmother, grandfather, sister, brother, friend, loved one. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule. But I would even say take a close look at those instances as well. You might be shocked. What I'm saying is, when we are loved, our brains light up with life. That's why the love bombing works so well on us. But what I'm talking about is consistent love. Not the fake shallow 6-month stuff we got from the narcissist. But real deal. I'm not leaving you. You are special and you are cared for love. It's that kind of love that makes you look up into the sky and thank God for blessing you so richly. And it's that sparkle in your brain and that feeling of care, love and kindness that I believe that can help in the healing of a great many. But narcissists don't want you to hear this. They don't. They want you to be miserable, upset, and isolated. They want you isolated from anyone that can be of a benefit to your life and isolated from those that you can benefit. So again, if you are new here, ask yourself, what are you doing? How many decent people have you thrown out of your life just because they didn't fit in with the narrative that narcissists got you to follow? And then ask yourself, are there decent, morally strong in character and hard-working people that you might be ignoring simply because they don't fit within this narrative given to you by narcissists? Something to ponder, question, and think about. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.